Am I late?
No, you are on time. We're meeting a little late.
Oh, right. We're meeting later than usual.
This is past your normal meeting time.
Right.
How you feeling?
I feel alright, I think.
Yeah.
I think so. What is this?
Kleenex.
Oh, Kleenex. Might as well just keep that there. Yeah, just, yeah.
Catch me up.
Well, there's been a few things happening. Everything's been good for the most part, but I got in an argument with my dad, not that long ago.
Like today, not that long ago?
No, it was about a little over 2 weeks ago. I guess maybe it was about at some time after you had seen me, and I don't know, it was weird. It got pretty heated. At some point, we were drinking. We were hanging out in the back patio, and he I don't know what it was exactly that set him off, but at some point he had he had gotten a hold of me and sort of pinned me down, and I was like, he told me all the things that he was, without saying he was resentful for them, he told me the things that he was resentful of me for.
Yeah.
And that was kind of wild.
Yeah.
And over the past 2 weeks, we've been trying to, we just sort of forgot about it. I can't forget, but at the same time, it was like, it was just really, it was jarring, and so what it was just like very, it was very disrupting, because I don't even remember what it was that I said or what I did, or I know what it was that I did, but I don't know what it was that I said that made it to where we had this sort of disagreement where I flipped the table in the backyard, and then I guess he thought I was getting violent, and he pinned me down, and that's when he told me all the things that were the resentment and this and that, and I don't know,
This occurred 2 weeks ago?
something like that. I know it's been a while now since it happened, and it happened before the time that you and me last saw each other. He basically said that I was ungrateful, and that I brought roaches into his house, and that I can't remember all the things he said until finally he let me up. I said you're just like your father, and he was like I was like, no, yeah, you're just like your father. And then eventually he let me up, and I broke a glass bottle on my way back inside, and then I said, he followed me inside, and I was like, you know what happens next, right? He was like, what's going to happen next? I was like, I'm going to tell your wife. And I went and told her, what was going on, and then when we went inside, he was saying, he was sort of shaking his head like, no, that didn't happen. And I said everything that had happened. And then eventually he was like, 'cause you're a pussy. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you're a pussy. And I was like, okay, like, and it just sort of, it kind of like escalated. At the same time, it died down from there, and it was just like, all right, whoa, like this is, I didn't know, I had an idea, but I didn't know that this was something that was plaguing him or troubling him or anything like that. And after that, like, he went to bed. I talked to my mom on the phone for a while, telling her what had happened, and after that, it was pretty much over. There was a time. I mean, the day after, he was like, hey, and I was like, no, and he was like, let me talk to you, and I was like, no, not yet. It was like, I don't know. It was just kind of a crazy time. And, but after that, the days following, like 2-3 days following, it just sort of leveled out, evened out. And we weren't mad at each other anymore. I wasn't mad at him anymore.
Did you talk about it?
No, we never really talked about it, no.
Mm-hmm. You said this happened before your last appointment.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I know me and my stepdad had disagreements, but me and my dad, no, we never had this sort of back and forth, like, I don't know. He had drank, and we were drinking, and it never gotten to that point, to where it was like what he really thought, and I didn't know what to think, but since then things have been good. I think he knows that he had acted out.
Yeah.
And so other than that, things have been all right. I don't know. So I don't know. Things have been okay. Other than that, I'm not really sure what else to talk about. I mean, besides that, just that was the one thing that, like, I know since the last time I saw you, that was something that had happened, and I didn't know. I really didn't know where to put it. We were okay for a while. I mean, we've been okay since then. I mean, I think he realized that he had acted out from indulging too much in alcohol or whatever, and but since then, I've been feeling more depressed and, like, sleeping more, or just wanting to sleep more, trying to sleep more, and at some point, I don't know. I guess it was a week later, maybe a little over a week later. That, like, I don't know. I was drinking a lot, and I wanted to talk to somebody, anybody.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to bother anybody who knew me, so I called the suicide hotline, and not that I wanted to kill myself or anything.
Yeah.
I just wanted somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
And then I talked to somebody named Sean, and I say that with quotations because I think Sean didn't want to be, actually reprehensible for his actions or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was like, I told him, I was like, hey, yeah, I've been feeling bad, and I just wanted somebody to talk to. And he was like, oh, okay, well, what's been going on? I said, well, he was like, I was like, I've been drinking. He's like, what medications you been taking? I've been taking Lexapro for my depression. And then, I don't know, when I said that, he was like, oh, you've been taking Lexapro and you've been drinking. you know, whatever, bro. Like, you need to just chill out and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, so you're not gonna talk to me? And he was like, no. He's all like, I don't remember exactly what God said, but, you know, I was like, you know, you're kind of an asshole. And he was like, yeah, whatever, man. And he like hung up on me, and I called the suicide hotline 2 more times to try to get someone different.
Yeah.
Or to complain about him, and I kept getting him.
Mm-hmm.
So then I got to the veterans hotline, and I was like, there's this guy on y'all's suicide hotline who's not being very
therapeutic.
Yeah, exactly. Like, not being therapeutic. Like, you know, he sort of dismissed me for you know, taking medications as I was told to take them, and also drinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was upfront about all that, and he was like, he wasn't helpful at all. If anything, I said if I really did want to hurt myself, this guy would be detrimental in that sort of case. And then I sort of screwed myself over, and I was talking to this veterans hotline lady, and she said, you know, she somehow got it out of me that, you know, where I was and what my name was and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, after we were done talking, the cops showed up at my house, and they were like, oh, we just wanted to see if, you know, you're okay, you're not going to plan on hurting yourself, and blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, no, I'm fine, like, what the hell, like, you know, like, and it was embarrassing because it was like, you know, my dad let them in, and it was like, I didn't know, I was in the backyard, I didn't know what was going on. But I talked to this lady for like an hour, and I felt like, okay, like, this lady did a good job, but at the end of it, she had told them where my location was, and like where I was, and all that stuff, and I felt stupid afterwards, and now I feel like you can't even trust the suicide hotline to even... It's like, I don't know. I guess if I was really suicidal, like, really, I wanted to, like, get this guy Sean out of that thing. That was like my main goal. After he was so rude to me on the phone, I wanted to complain about him, but he wouldn't let me complain about him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's really that. I just I talked to this other lady, and I told her about him, and she was like, well, this guy, he's from a local line. He's doesn't, there's nothing, we can't really contact him or whatever. And I kept saying, like, yeah, I'm sure Sean wasn't even his real name or whatever, but like, I don't know, it was just a little crazy time. And but since then, things have been okay, except that I've been more depressed. I've been sleeping a lot more, you know, just out of want of just wanting to sleep more, and I don't know, you know.
Yeah. So I notice a pretty consistent pattern, and I know that you don't want to work on drinking right now, but these instances seem to happen around alcohol. And I know that you have significant anxiety, and that is a very big factor. But it's difficult to work on the depression and the anxiety when the alcohol is still so much in the picture.
Yeah. And I don't know what to say about that. I mean, I'm really just not ready to stop drinking right at this moment. And I wasn't sure with the Lexapro that it was effective. And I'm still not sure. I saw Dr. Pila earlier this morning, and I told her, I was like, I don't know if Lexapro is like the right thing, because I feel like as much good as it's done, that there's an even, if not uneven, balance between like more helpful than less helpful. Like I couldn't